Welcome to the channel. My name is Sheldon Thomas and this is the S&S Horseshoeing YouTube channel. Today I'm kind of out of my normal area. I'm usually up in Washington and I'm down in Arizona doing some veterinary internships. So I'm here at my parents' house and I'm going to be working on my brother's APPAREL mule. He's got some things going on with his front feet. We're going to address those and I'll show you how I pull clips. I already got the shoes pulled off, so let's go ahead and get started.
Okay guys, I've been a little camera shy, as most of you guys have pointed out, and I haven't shown my face on video, so that was me kind of sticking my neck out there a little bit and trying something new. So I'll get more used to that as time goes on, so don't be too hard on me. Okay, back to what we're doing here. Like I had mentioned, this mule is my brother's mule, and his name's Scotty. Him and my dad's mule we used together on a team. My dad's mule's name's Sid. He's white. Towards the end of the video, I'll show you a little clip. A couple days after I did this shoeing, me and my brother took him and tried out a four-cart that a neighbor of ours is making. And so I'll kind of show you Scotty in action. They both do super good. We use Scotty and Sid for pulling. We've got a wagon that we built for him. We even do a little bit of plowing with him with a single plow behind him. We'd really like to get a disc for them, but they're kind of hard to come by, so if any of you guys got a horse-drawn disc you're willing to part with, just let me know. We also do some packing, going on hunting trips, just everyday trail riding, use them gathering cows. They're kind of jack of all trades, I guess. Okay, some quick differences on trimming mules' feet compared to horses' feet. So you can see there, normally I would trim the heels back to the widest part of the frog. With mules, you don't do that. The way their frogs built into their foot, that's just not what you do. Your hoof pastern axis would be all messed up. Their foot's a lot more stood up. And on that same thing, that same topic, you don't need to put as much expansion on your shoe. Just the way the mule's foot's put together, it doesn't open and close and flex like a horse's foot. And they don't have as much of a tendency to grow over your shoe by the end of the shoeing cycle. And kind of the obvious one is the angle of the hoof is a lot steeper, and also because of that, your nails, you really got to put some pitch on them to get them to come out in the right spot.
So that's kind of as far as I could get that trimmed down without over trimming the foot, so I'll just float that area. That's what I do with cracks. That's about all you can do. If they're too extreme, you can kind of fill that in with Bondo or whatever, but this is just small enough where I'll just float it with the shoe and just go right over top of it.
So that's kind of a nice little trick there, just so you don't make a bunch of trips back and forth to the horse. You take the old shoes and then kind of use those as a template for your new shoes to get them close to the right size. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm using my fuller to open up the lateral branch of the shoe, and I'll explain why here in a second.
Okay, so the reason I'm doing that, as you can see on this outside, there's not hardly any wrinkles, but if you come to the inside of this foot, you can see all those places right there where that hoof wall's wrinkling. And he toes out a little bit and puts a lot of pressure on the inside wall. You can see the wrinkles right there in the hoof wall. That's just, and you can see that shoe fell off yesterday and he broke out that little spot. But that's because that's the first area to give, because that's where he puts all of his pressure. You come here to the outside, not hardly any wrinkles, so that's why I'm putting that modification on the shoe. heel checks in there so the foot will be able to clean out. There again, you can see all those wrinkles in the foot right there that I'm rasping down. Talking about the pressure that's on that medial side.
Real quick, I had somebody ask in a different video, I use the words medial and lateral. I don't like it when people use big words without explaining what they are. So medial basically means closer to midline, and lateral is the opposite of that, or away from midline of the animal. Anyway, just so we all understand what I'm saying. If there's any other words you don't understand, go ahead and ask me in the comments and I'll try to get back to you guys. Okay guys, you saw a second ago I used that little protractor divider deal to get my toe clip centered on the toe of the shoe. Some shoes, brands of shoes, have a little emblem there so you know where center is, but not all of them do. So this what I'm using right here is called a Hardy Hole clip starter. There's lots of different ways to start clips, but this is the way I found to be able to get a consistent amount of source material there to start your clip. Then after that you just level it up a little bit. You saw me doing that. And the strategy on getting your clip to pull, there's a couple different people that I've kind of learned from. Grant Moon's got a good video out there. Craig Turnka also has a good one out there, and Roy Bloom has a good one too. If you guys are farriers and wanting to better your clips, those are the people I've kind of learned from. Anyway, some tips here. You kind of see you gotta get your shoulder lined up, and you're using the edge of your hammer. You'll see, I'll do another clip here in a second, and you'll see I'm actually like using the edge of my hammer to get that clip material to move out and come to a point, which took me a while to figure out. I thought to use the rounded side of the hammer, but that does not work. So you can see you gotta kind of get your body lined up with the anvil correctly, and then you're using the edge of your hammer to draw that clip material out there. Anyway, it comes with a lot of practice, and I'm definitely not finished practicing, so hopefully you guys will notice I'll get better as time goes on. So right here, what you got to do is once you get your shoe flat after you've pulled your clip, you got to get that clip rounded up, because once you pull it, it's flat, and the hoof wall's not flat at the toe, it's rounded. So you got to get it rounded, and then you got to get it bent back at the right angle to where it matches the hoof wall perfectly. And after that, you just got to get that shoe as flat and level as you can. That's my oldest son there. His name's Clancy. He's our quality control officer out here, making sure I'm doing it right. And the two dogs you'll see throughout the video are my parents' dogs. The one that has a little more black on her is named Lady, and the one with mostly white is Sadie. You can see him there.
Okay guys, so when I'm using a clip right there, you gotta put them on hot, in my opinion. Some people do put them on cold, but I think if you're gonna use one, you need to put them on hot, and I'll show you why here in a second. So when my first putting down, it does end up burning a little bit, but mostly I'm just pulling back. I'm putting that clip right on the toe and then pulling back, and you can see right there I'm burning a spot for that clip. So I'll set that down right there. And so I don't have to burn so long and so hard, I just take my hoof knife and I cut me a little spot for it right there. Now I'm mostly pulling back.
When I say you need to put them on hot, what I mean is, so that the other way of doing it is you put them on cold. Basically, you just put the clip up as close as you can to the foot, nail it on there. Then after it's on there, you take your hammer and bend it over and push it up against the hoof wall. You do that with a toe clip or the worst, I think, is when I see people do it with the quarter clips, which is 2 clips on each side. And the reason being is because around the edge of the coffin bone, there's blood flow and the circumflex artery that goes around there. And when you bend those steel clips in, you're just pinching that, and it's gotta be restricting stuff, not feel good for the foot. And so that's what I meant by, if you're gonna put them on, please don't put them on cold, put them on hot, where you burn a spot for them. They're at the right angle, you burn a little place for the clip to sit, and then it's actually benefiting the horse and not doing more damage than good, in my opinion. So right there, I'm just putting in some sole relief, which basically what that means is you don't want shoe to be touching the foot where there's live sole underneath it, because it'll get pinched there when you nail the shoe on, and it can cause them to go lame. And when you put shoes on hot, it's kind of nice because it shows you right where you have some sole pressure, where there's shoe touching anywhere inside the white line. So just a little side benefit of hot shoeing. So you'll notice when I'm using toe clips, I nail it just a hair different. Usually I start in my second nail hole, and I'll go over why in a different video on nailing it or something. But anyway, with the toe clip, I use both my toenails, and I don't drive them all the way in like you just saw. Basically, I put my nail in the back corner of the nail hole. So as that nail drives in, it actually sucks the shoe back and gets that toe clip sucked back in, up into the little spot that we burned. And then try to get those 2 nails put in, and after that it's pretty straightforward nailing, just like any other shoe. And if I need to move my shoe over, I do that accordingly with the nails. So you can see what's left of that crack there. By the next time we shoe it, it'll all be grown out. So that worked out good. Okay, so the 3 modifications we did here, we put a toe clip on it. And that helps to keep the shoe on. Not completely necessary because he doesn't have a hard time keeping shoes on. A little bit for decoration to make your shoeing job look nice. Then we ran our fuller down this lateral heel, which this heel's, by the way his conformation is taking a lot of pressure. And so this, by widening that up as he walks in this soft dirt, this heel will sink in the ground more, and this heel will catch the dirt and cause it to float on the ground, which will let this one sink in, like I said, which will take pressure off this one and help load this other heel. And hopefully we can get rid of those wrinkles.
So that crease there will fill up with dirt like you can see it already doing there. Also, we put little heel checks on here. You can see, you saw me doing that with the hammer. What that does is just helps that dirt clean out real good so it doesn't get packed up in there and maybe cause thrush or something. That's all we got. Appreciate you guys watching. And let me know what you think.
So that was me driving. Now this is my brother driving him back down with a trailer connected to the 4-car. Most of the time I'm shooting other people's animals, so I don't get to see them working, so I don't get to video it and show you guys. But since these are our own animals, I figured I'd throw this in here so you guys could see it. On the right is Scotty, the one we were just shooting, and on the left is Sid, my dad's mule. Maybe we'll get a video of me shooing him at a later date, so stay tuned for that.